In another world,
Our galaxy is in a state of crisis.
Captain Quark?
The Galactic Rangers are looking for a new recruit.
a man with a dream.
Actually, I'm a Lombax.
Fine, a Lombax with a dream.
So did you ever play the Ratchet and Clank games before getting acquainted with this movie?
Absolutely. I mean, you couldn't have done it without having that knowledge behind you, right? So you better be familiar with that franchise if you're going to take it on and try to make something of it.
I think there was talk before, it's like many years ago, but this came to fruition, so it's great.
This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I sense a disturbance in the Force. It must be a nerd alert.
It's the first time, when you're so many characters and when you actually have to double so many people, I have to be so many different people in my work. When they say, how would Ratchet do it, they're actually asking me, how would I do it? That's really wonderful. How would Ratchet say something, or how would he be? And that's also to TJ Fixman, the writer of all the games, who's done such a great job. He and I, kind of developed this little language there that makes it our own. So yeah, it's great.
Was there any difference in recording for you and James in the movie versus the games?
Yeah, we actually got to record together for the first time. So, what? You're here? What? Yeah, so it was kind of neat to be in the same room with JAT. That was cool. Yeah, with Jet.
I just really wanted to make her stand out, and she's the only real badass female character in the film. So I thought that was so cool, and the fact that I'd be able to play that, and I got to use my own voice, which was so cool. I speak like a man, so usually when I do animation, they have me do some kind of young girl's voice, but they were like, you can even go lower. And I was like, lower? How much lower? Wow, this is cool.
I'm gonna push it.
Yeah.
Well, for the movie, we're doing an origin story, so we have to assume that you don't know anything about the franchise, but yet still be paying homage to the actual fans. So still have that kind of balance between those who know about it and those who don't know about it. And so we had a little bit of challenge of making sure that we kind of took care of both camps when we actually made this film.
Ratchet, we are clearly not prepared for this. We should have contacted the Rangers to warn them of the attack.
Yeah, like they'd know who we are.
But you said they were your friends.
What? I think you're quoting me out of context. The Rangers are actually my friends. Do you record everything I say? Do you record everything I say?
So I've read that Ratchet and Clank is actually your favorite game.
Really?
Yes.
You read that?
I read that.
Did you? Huh.
From somewhere.
I actually don't really play video games, but I love watching them. My brother plays them, so when we were growing up, I would literally just stare at the TV and watch it, because I feel like video games kind of get the shorthand, and people don't really realize that literally is a masterpiece you're making. That is not just a video. It really is. There's so much work that goes into it, in detail after detail. So I like watching it, yeah.
There's Easter eggs galore in there. There's lots of little moments there that you have to know the franchise to get it. And there's been times when we did test screenings where you can almost point to the people in the audience that already knew about Ratchet and Clank, because they're laughing at certain specific moments, because those were placed just right, just for them to get that little nod to them. There's a certain plumber-like character that's in there that obviously the fans would be recognizing. There's a couple nods even to the PlayStation universe. There's a moment between the characters where they're talking, and Clank's trying to recognize Ratchet, and he can't place him particularly in his database, so he's going through a kind of an index or a Rolodex of characters, and it's other characters from the PlayStation universe.
What do you love about Ratchet?
There's too much to love. But one of the coolest things about him is, as we saw, I'd like to do voices. He's my voice. So this is Ratchet. People go, oh, do the voice of Ratchet. I go, well, it's just me. And he's kind of that everyman, He wants to do the right thing. He screws up sometimes, and then he comes back and he does the right thing, or Clank helps him do the right thing. And I think that's the greatest part, because that's very, even though he's a Lombax, it's very human. It's kind of how we all are. So I'm the closest to him, I think.
Ratchet and Clank.
It is curious that the sudden cessation of velocity did not cause either of you to... Oh, dear.
Don't worry, Cadet. It happens to the best of... Oh, that was terrible.